I mean, look at the balloon. I'm here to tell you right now, we knew exactly what that balloon was the whole time.
I was just going
I'm,
to
tell-
ask you about these
I'm
balloons.
telling you the truth.
Yeah.
We knew what it was. It's a joint weather experiment that the Chinese have been running over the Tibetan plateau for many years using tethered balloons. But the data they collected there is a snapshot of that one place. But if you look at the atmosphere, it circulates around the planet. And so what the Chinese have done in cooperation with the United States is develop these experiments or these surveillance techniques to go up and gather what's happening with water particles in the upper atmosphere, because that has that plays a role in magnifying the sun and all this kind of stuff. And so the sensor goes up and it's supposed to collect. Now the sensor is on a balloon that has limited mobility. They talked about propulsion and rudders. But again, it's going to be pushed by the wind. The mobility is just to move it up a little bit, down. Um, what happens when it breaks contact? And that's the other thing people need to understand here. Look at drones, American drones. We take off from the ground, and then we pass control off to a satellite, and then you have a guy thousands of miles away flying the drone. But if the satellite connection gets broke, the drone immediately goes into a search pattern, searching for the signal so that it can be recaptured and then brought back. This balloon apparently had the same thing. It lost contact. And if you take a look at what the balloon was doing over the United States, it was going in a rough search pattern. Now it's tough because it's getting pushed by the wind, but it's a search pattern. And people are like, oh, look, they're spying on missile fields. No, they're not. It's a balloon on full automatic trying to make contact with the, the signal and not able to do so. We knew this. Why? Because it's broadcasting a signal and we collect that signal. We know exactly what's going on. We know what this balloon was. This was a deliberate effort by the Biden administration to distract people from Seymour Hersh's outstanding revelatory article about Nord Stream and the United States attacking its ally, Germany. We don't want to talk about that. We do want to hype up the threat about China to distract the fact that Russia is getting ready to win the war in Ukraine. So we take a balloon that we know exactly what it is and we allow it to become this story. And then we order NORAD to fine tune their radars so that they can detect all the other weather balloons that get put up in the air. And then we treat them as if they're a threat. We send airplanes up to shoot them down using 400,000 missiles, $400,000 missiles. They're finally coming out saying, yeah, none of this is a threat. We know what these balloons are. They're not a threat. I don't know why we're shooting them down. They've never impacted an air. We're shooting them down to protect civil aircraft. Really? You've never shot one down before, and they've never brought down a civil aircraft. So why are you making this up? Why did you shoot down a balloon after it left the United States? If it's truly a spy balloon, you think you would have shot it down while it was spying on our missile silos. But we drifted off. We did it to militarize this, to create a sense of a crisis. And the Chinese are very mad at us right now. They're very mad at us for doing this. But the fact of the matter is that wasn't a spy balloon. We know what that balloon was. We knew when we shot it down what it was. This is all just a stupid game being played by the Biden administration to divert attention away from stories they don't want you to focus on, and then seek to militarize the Chinese problem. Because we don't have a diplomatic solution. That's the thing that should scare every American. We don't have a diplomatic solution. We needed to sink Tony Blinken's trip to China. So how do we do it? Shoot down a balloon, and then we blame it on the Chinese and say we're not going to visit China while their balloons are, freelancing over our airspace. This is the mindset of children, not adults.